Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning, and instead of that familiar knot of anxiety in your chest, you feel calm. Your day flows smoothly. You know exactly what needs to be done and when. Your space is organized. Your mind is clear. You're not reacting to chaos anymore. You're living with intention. Here's what most people don't realize. The difference between a life of constant overwhelm and a life of peaceful productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing 10 specific things that create order in your routine and silence the noise in your mind. And I'm going to show you exactly what those 10 habits are, how they work together, and why they're so powerful that implementing even 3 of them will change everything. Let me tell you about Rachel. 2 years ago, she was drowning. Her apartment was cluttered. Her schedule was chaotic. She'd wake up every morning already feeling behind. Her mind was a constant stream of worry about everything she hadn't done, should be doing, or forgot to do. She felt like she was running as fast as she could, but never getting anywhere. She tried meditation apps. She tried productivity systems. Nothing stuck because she was trying to add more things to an already chaotic life. Then she discovered something different. Instead of adding complexity, she added 10 simple habits that created structure. Habits so small they seemed almost silly. But within 3 months, her life was unrecognizable. She wasn't working longer hours. She wasn't using some complicated system. She was just doing 10 simple things consistently, and they brought order to her routine and peace to her mind. Here's the truth that nobody tells you about chaos and anxiety. Most of it isn't caused by having too much to do. It's caused by having no structure around what you're doing. Your brain craves order. It's literally designed to create patterns and systems. When your life lacks structure, your brain goes into constant alert mode trying to keep track of everything, predict what's coming next, and prevent things from falling through the cracks. This creates massive cognitive load and that feeling of mental exhaustion even when you haven't actually done that much. Neuroscientists have found that uncertainty and unpredictability trigger the same stress response in your brain as actual danger. When you don't know what's coming next in your day, when your environment is cluttered and disorganized, when you have no consistent routines, your brain perceives this as a threat. Your cortisol stays elevated. Your nervous system never fully relaxes. You're living in a constant low-grade state of fight or flight, and that's exhausting. The 10 habits I'm about to share create what psychologists call external structure. They're like scaffolding for your mind. They remove uncertainty, reduce decision fatigue, and create predictable patterns that allow your brain to finally relax. These aren't life hacks or productivity tricks. They're fundamental practices that align with how your brain actually works. They're simple enough that anyone can do them, but powerful enough that they'll transform your entire relationship with daily life. Think about how much mental energy you waste every day just trying to figure out what to do next, where things are, what you're forgetting, and how to manage all the chaos. Now imagine redirecting all that energy toward things that actually matter. That's what these 10 habits will do for you. They'll free up massive amounts of mental bandwidth and emotional energy that you didn't even know you were wasting. If you want more strategies to create a calmer, more intentional life, hit that subscribe button right now. Every week I break down the science of building better habits and designing a life that actually feels good to live. This is information that can genuinely change your daily experience. Don't miss it. Now let's dive into the 10 simple habits that will bring order to your routine and peace to your mind. Habit number 1, the evening reset ritual. Every single evening, spend 15 minutes resetting your space before bed. This means doing the dishes, clearing counters, putting things back where they belong, and preparing your environment for tomorrow. This habit seems almost too simple to matter, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental state. When you wake up to a clean, organized environment, you're starting your day with a sense of control and order. Your brain doesn't have to process visual chaos. You're not immediately confronted with yesterday's mess. This creates what psychologists call a fresh start effect. You feel like you're beginning from a clean slate, which dramatically improves your motivation and mental clarity. David was a software engineer who'd come home exhausted every night and leave everything messy. He'd wake up to dirty dishes, clutter everywhere, and feel defeated before his day even started. He implemented a simple rule. No matter how tired he was, 15 minutes of reset before bed. Within 2 weeks, his morning anxiety disappeared. He'd wake up, see his organized space, and feel like he had his life together. That feeling carried through his entire day. 1 habit. Complete mindset shift. Habit number 2. The morning launch sequence. Create a consistent morning sequence of 5 to 7 activities you do in the exact same order every single day. Not a vague routine, a specific sequence. For example, wake up, make bed, drink water, shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, review daily plan. Same order, every day. No decisions required. This eliminates decision fatigue first thing in the morning when your willpower is actually highest. You're not wasting mental energy deciding what to do next. You're on autopilot, and that autopilot is moving you in a positive direction. Your brain learns the pattern and the sequence becomes effortless. Research from Duke University shows that about 40% of our daily actions aren't decisions at all. They're habits. When you make your morning automatic through a consistent sequence, you're guaranteeing that the first hour of your day is productive and positive without requiring any willpower. You're setting the tone before your brain even fully wakes up. Jennifer was always rushing, always stressed, always starting her day in reactive mode. She created a simple morning sequence and followed it religiously for 30 days. By day 30, she didn't even have to think about it. Her body just moved through the sequence. She found herself arriving at work calm and prepared instead of frazzled and behind. The consistency gave her brain a sense of safety and predictability that reduced her baseline anxiety. Habit number 3. The 2-minute rule for immediate tasks. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately instead of adding it to a list or leaving it for later. Reply to that quick email right now. Put that dish in the dishwasher now. Hang up that jacket now. File that paper now. This habit prevents the accumulation of tiny tasks that create mental clutter and environmental chaos. Every time you see something that needs doing and think I'll do that later, you're creating what productivity experts call an open loop in your brain. Open loops are unfinished business that your mind keeps track of in the background, consuming mental resources. When you have dozens of open loops, you feel overwhelmed even if none of them are actually big tasks. The 2-minute rule closes loops immediately, keeping your mental slate clean. Habit number 4. The weekly planning session. Every Sunday evening or Monday morning, spend 30 minutes planning your entire week. Look at your calendar. Identify your priorities. Schedule specific times for important tasks. Anticipate challenges. This single habit creates a sense of control that carries through 7 days. When you plan your week in advance, you're shifting from reactive mode to proactive mode. You're making decisions about your time when you're calm and thoughtful, not in the moment when you're stressed and distracted. You're creating intention instead of just responding to whatever demands show up. A study from the American Psychological Association found that people who do weekly planning report significantly lower stress levels and higher life satisfaction than those who don't. Why? Because they have a roadmap. They know where they're going. Uncertainty is one of the biggest sources of anxiety, and weekly planning eliminates most of it. Marcus owned a small business and felt constantly behind. He started blocking 90 minutes every Sunday evening to plan the week ahead. He'd review what was coming, decide his top 3 priorities, and schedule time for them. Within a month, he stopped feeling like his business was running him and started feeling like he was running his business. Same workload, different experience, all because of one planning habit. Habit number 5, the single home for everything. Every object you own needs one designated home, and it always goes back to that home after use. Keys always go on the hook by the door. Wallet always goes in the same drawer. Remote always goes on the coffee table. No exceptions. No sometimes here, sometimes there. This eliminates the stress of searching for things, which is one of those small frustrations that adds up to massive irritation over time. Think about how many times you've been late because you couldn't find your keys. How many times you felt frustrated searching for something. How much mental energy goes into remembering where you put things. All of that disappears when everything has a home. Professional organizers know this is the foundation of all organization. It's not about having less stuff. It's about every piece of stuff having a specific place. This creates order in your physical environment, which creates calm in your mental environment. Your brain stops having to work so hard to track where everything is. Habit number 6, the brain dump before sleep. Spend 5 minutes before bed writing down everything on your mind. Thoughts, worries, tasks for tomorrow, random ideas, concerns. Get it all out of your head and onto paper. Then close the notebook and go to sleep. This practice, recommended by sleep researchers, allows your brain to stop trying to remember everything. When thoughts are written down, your brain can let them go because it knows they're captured. This dramatically improves sleep quality because you're not lying in bed rehearsing tomorrow or worrying about what you're forgetting. Dr. Michael Scullin from Baylor University conducted research showing that people who spend just 5 minutes writing a to-do list before bed fall asleep significantly faster than those who don't. The act of externalizing your thoughts tells your brain it can relax. You're not going to forget anything important because it's written down. Habit number 7, the daily shutdown ritual. At the end of your workday, spend 10 minutes closing out your day properly. Review what you accomplished. Write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Close all browser tabs. Shut down your computer. Create a clear boundary between work time and personal time. This ritual signals to your brain that work is over. Without this boundary, work thoughts bleed into your evening, preventing you from truly relaxing. You're physically away from work, but mentally still there, which means you never fully recover. The shutdown ritual creates psychological closure. Habit number 8, the clutter prevention system. Implement a simple rule. One thing in, one thing out. Every time you bring something new into your home, something old goes out. New shirt means donating an old shirt. New book means passing along a finished book. This prevents the gradual accumulation of clutter that slowly drowns you. Clutter isn't just physical, it's psychological. Visual clutter creates mental clutter. When your environment is chaotic, your mind feels chaotic. This habit keeps your space from ever becoming overwhelming because you're maintaining equilibrium instead of fighting an uphill battle against endless accumulation. Habit number 9, the morning hydration ritual. Before consuming any caffeine or food, drink a full glass of water. Your body is dehydrated after sleep, and dehydration affects mood, energy, and cognitive function. This simple habit jumpstarts your system and creates a moment of mindfulness to start your day. This might seem too simple to matter, but small physiological interventions have surprising psychological effects. When you take care of your body first thing, you're sending yourself a message: I'm worth taking care of. This sets a positive tone that influences hundreds of small decisions throughout the day. Habit number 10, the gratitude anchor. At the same time every day, pause and identify 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not generic things, specific moments or details from your actual life. This trains your brain to notice positive things instead of only focusing on problems and threats. Neuroscientist Dr. Rick Hanson explains that our brains have a negativity bias. They're designed to notice threats and problems. Gratitude practice counteracts this bias by deliberately focusing attention on positive experiences. Over time, this actually rewires your brain to be more balanced, reducing anxiety and increasing baseline contentment. Let me recap these 10 simple habits. First, the evening reset ritual to start each day fresh. Second, the morning launch sequence for automatic positive momentum. Third, the 2-minute rule to prevent mental clutter. Fourth, weekly planning for proactive living. Fifth, a single home for everything to eliminate searching stress. Sixth, the brain dump before sleep for better rest. Seventh, the daily shutdown ritual for work-life boundaries. Eighth, the clutter prevention system to maintain order. Ninth, morning hydration for physical and mental clarity. 10th, the gratitude anchor to train positive attention. Here's what your life looks like before these habits. You wake up stressed. Your space is chaotic. You're constantly reacting to whatever comes at you. You feel behind before you even start. Your mind races with everything you need to remember. You're exhausted but can't pinpoint why. You feel like life is happening to you instead of being something you're actively shaping. Here's what your life looks like after implementing these habits. You wake up to order. Your morning flows automatically. You have clarity about your day. Your space supports you instead of stressing you. Your mind is calm because your environment is structured. You feel in control. You have energy because you're not wasting it on chaos management. You're living intentionally instead of reactively. Peace isn't something you're searching for. It's something you've built into your daily routine. Your challenge is this. Pick 3 of these 10 habits. Just 3. Implement them consistently for the next 30 days. Don't try to do everything at once. Build slowly. Create order gradually. Drop a comment telling me which 3 habits you're committing to. This creates accountability, and I want to hear about how your life changes. If this video showed you a path to more peace and order, hit that like button to help others find it too. Subscribe because every week I'm sharing practical strategies for building a life that feels good to live, not just looks good on paper. You don't need to overhaul your entire existence. You just need 10 simple habits. Start with 3. Watch what happens. Your peaceful, ordered life is waiting. Now go create it.